Greetings and welcome, friends. Mr. Waddy here, and we are talking about the most powerful form of the equation of a line. Y equals mx plus b gets all the fanfare. It's got all of the followers on the Twitter, but point slope form gets the job done when the job needs doing. Point slope form is like the CIA agent that goes in, does the work, but doesn't get credit because no one's allowed to know who they really are. Here we go. So check this out. Point slope form has two valuable things when you look at its equation. As you probably have guessed, you can read a point and you can read the slope by looking at your equation. So you'll be able to find your point x1, y1, and you can find your slope, fortunately still labeled as m. So instead of being locked to your y-axis and your y-intercept, you can now pick any point to start your equation, and then you just move by the slope from there. So let's see if we can write an equation in point slope form given some facts. So here we've got example 1, question, comment, observation. No, you're stretching, comment, what? Oh, you already know it? Well, hold up for the rest of us. Let's label our point x1, y1. Let's label our slope that. And I'm going to plug this into the equation, y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. And so what I'm going to do is I'm plugging in 3 for the y1, I'm plugging in negative 8 for the x1, and I'm plugging in a quarter for the m. And let's see, so I'm going to have y minus 3 equals 1/4 x plus 8. And so this is the equation in point slope form. Yes. I had a question about negative 8. Now, when I have x minus x1, I would have had x minus negative 8, and the double negative became positive. So yeah. Let's take a look at 2 more quick monitoring progress questions. So we're just going to plug in m and x1, y1. All right. They didn't ask us to graph it, I don't think. Oh, I think I gave it to you in case you wanted. So guys, here we've got our m. We actually, if we solve it for y, that would be to rewrite it in slope-intercept form. I'll do some graphs in a minute. Let's just write these equations first. So the form is y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Let's plug it in. What's this equation going to be in monitoring progress 1? Yeah, anybody. You guys agree with that? Y plus 1. Yep, because of the double negative equals, gentlemen, please, x minus 3. Well done. Well done, well done. All right, someone else, question 2. How do I plug this in? It's right here. Oh dear. Was this a hard crash? This was a hard crash, friends. Also, guys, you're like talking too much. Did this just crash on me? Here it is. We're back. I don't know how I do that, but I'm here. Guys, I was scared. Did you see that? I was super scared. But we're back in reality. We momentarily time traveled maybe. So y minus 0 equals negative 2/3 parentheses x minus 4. Y minus 0 we could have rewritten as just y, but we'll leave the y minus 0 there for funsies right now. Let me grab a graph so I can copy you guys with your cool graphs. Cool graphs, guys. All right, let's see. Do I have a graph somewhere here? But we can. We don't have to, but we can. And I think graphing is great. All right, that was an amazing song here. All right, let's throw a grid there, a grid for you, a grid for you, and let's do a grid up. Oh dear, up here. I'm not going to be able to fit it. That's all right. Scale down. Guys, can you stop playing footsies over there? And you're going to pick up all that before we go to lunch. Well, we don't have to solve it. What we do... No, watch how cool this is. So, gentlemen, you can be quiet for the remainder of class and then pick that up during lunch. Let's plot this point. So, if I look here, I can plot the point -8, up 3. So there's my point. And then I would move by my slope going up 1 and over 4. Like so. And then up 1 and over 4. So if I rewrite this, if I solve this in slope-intercept form, I could get the y-intercept and then move by the slope. But what's nice about this is I don't have to actually rewrite it. What were your thoughts? Well, we don't... I need you to know how to do both ways. So for tonight, we'll do it from our new point, x1, y1. Here, let's take a look at this one. So the x-coordinate of our point is +3, so over 3, and our y-coordinate is -1. So I begin at my 3, -1. And from that point, I move by my slope of down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Then you can draw your line. And so what's nice about this is these equations do not require us to know the y-intercept, although they could use the y-intercept, as I think we'll see in this next example. So there's my line. Let's look at this last quick little one before we go on to example 2. So if I saw this equation, my x-coordinate would be at 4 over 4. Oh, and the y-coordinate 0. I was wrong. I thought it was a y-intercept. It was an x-intercept. So this is the point 4, 0. And now I'm going to move by my slope, -2/3. Uh-oh. Man, my stuff is glitching today. I'm going to shut off this mouse. No, I'm going to... I don't know. Down 2 and over 3. Right? And then down 2 over 3. Find some points like that. And draw the line. Draw the line. Like so. So notice, this problem actually would have had a decimal value for its y-intercept, which wouldn't have been as fun. This one, it looks like the y-intercept would have been at +4. Let's take a look at example 2. I'm on the wrong notes here. Oh yeah, that's because I was out looking for... I was looking for my coordinate plane in my other lesson plan. That's all right. I think it was worth looking at this because our next problem is writing equations given 2 points. And so our homework is only going to be up to the concept of example 2. Here, I don't have time. I just want to explain this one super quick so we have the example. You can try on your own, yeah. So let's see. It says find the slope of the line and then plug it into point slope form. Okay? And in this case, if I end up solving for y, it'll rewrite it in slope intercept. So guys, here are 2 points. I could call this x1, y1 if I want, and this one x2, y2. It doesn't matter which order you do. I can find the slope. Do you guys remember the slope formula? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I can find the slope by plugging in -2 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. So I'm going to get negative 4 over 2. What's that simplify to be? No. Almost, if it was flipped. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So there's my slope. And now, with point slope form, y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. It might not be a bad idea for you guys to just write it down over and over tonight, and then you'll get more familiar with it. We'll plug in this for m, and we'll plug in 1 for x1, and we'll plug in 2 for y1. So let's write our equation. Y minus 2 equals negative 2 parentheses x minus 1. So here's the equation of the line in point slope form. And we are actually going to, so this is one form of the line. But then they said write it in slope intercept form. And this is what Adriana was talking about. How could I rewrite this in slope intercept form? Cameron, quiet please. So we will distribute the negative 2. So y minus 2 equals negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. And right, if I want it in slope intercept form, I want to get y by itself. So how could I get this y by itself? Add 2 to both sides. And that doesn't have an x with it, so it's being added to the other 2. So I'd have y equals negative 2x plus 4. All right, so here's the equation in point slope form. Here's the equation in slope intercept form. And actually, oddly enough, if I used this point, I could have rewritten point slope form a different way. Let me show you this. I also could have written y plus 2 equals negative 2 parentheses x minus 3. There are infinitely many ways to write the same equation using point slope form if you plug in different values for your x, for your y1 and x1. So you actually can get the same equation multiple ways. Let's see, for your guys, y'all's exit ticket, let's have you guys try monitoring progress question 3. All right, so you're going to find the slope, and then plug it into point slope form, and then solve for y. All right, so find the slope, plug it into point slope form, and solve for y. So you're going to use that, and we'll use point slope form. It might be negative. I don't know. I'm just labeling stuff to get this going. All right, you guys keep working. Last chapter we that part. Let me try to. All right, so guys, when you find the slope, you get m equals, I think I saw some of you do this, 10 minus 4 over 3 minus 1. So that's 6 over 2. y2, y1, right? So I get m is equal to 3. I'm going to plug that in for m here. Shh, gentlemen, no pack up yet. So now I'll write y minus 4 equals m, which is 3, times x minus 1. So here's point-slope form. That's a perfectly good equation of a line, except they ask for slope-intercept, and this is when you would then distribute and solve for y. (3x minus 3). And how could I get the y by itself? Plus 4, both sides. Added underneath the other constant, right? Those are like terms. And we'd have y equals 3x plus 1. You also could have used this point for your point-slope form, and they both would have become the same slope-intercept form. Thanks for watching, Internet friends. Bye-bye.